Hi guys, this is Josh from Pomeroy Creative. In this video, I'd like to show you how I manage to make changes to a business card that I've made in Google Drawings. And the client that I did the work for has a new person on staff that they want a card that's exactly like the ones that I made for them, but with their contact information. So the way that I've set up this card is the front is sort of a logo side. Basically, as you see right here on the screen, is their logo, a nice splash of color, something that really can attract the eye. You flip it over and you see the person's name and what they do and their particular information to contact them. This works really well, I think, sort of as a one, just gives a nice identity to the business right up front, and in a really logical way of laying out the information. So it's not trying to fit the logo and all the information on one side. Could be a little bit harder to digest that way. So they have a person that they'd like a card made for in their office, and I've just received that information. And I'd like to share this with you so we can do that together. If you ever have this situation where, now how do I make changes to a document without losing what I have already made? I'm going to show you how to do that. So this card is going to be for Lauren, and before I do anything else, I'm going to grab one of the backs. I don't need to make any changes in the front because all we have on the front is the logo and the name of the business. But the back is where all the information is. So I'm going to grab Howard's card here. I'm going to right click, and let me move my face here so you can see. I'm going to right click and make a copy. So I'm just going to make a copy of Howard's card, and it will show up right up here in the same folder. So it says copy of BA business card, Howard. And then I'm going to double click to open that. So now I've opened this new copy of our Google drawing for the back of the business card. And the first thing I'm going to do is just change the file name here. So I'm going to get rid of the copy, and instead of Howard, this is going to be Lauren. I think that's how you spell it, L-O-R-E-N. Okay. I'm just going to grab her name right here from my inbox, which, by the way, I've been using Google Inbox and really enjoying it. I really like the way that reminders and email are kind of living together now. I use this all the time on my phone, on the mobile app, and being able to pin a reminder or pin an email to help me remember to get back to somebody is helping me tremendously. I don't have to sort of do quite as much of email management like I am used to with Gmail. I have tons of folders and folders and folders that I like to put things in, get back with this person folder. This actually just makes it really quick. I can type in a reminder and it shows up on my phone to get back with a certain person, and it's attached to an email. Really great. Okay, so I've made that change in the file name. I'm going to click OK, and I've copied Lauren's name to the clipboard, and I'm going to just double click on Howard's name here because I've used WordArt. This was a little tricky because this particular font had a really tight kerning. It was a little too tight for this narrow font, and so I've just intentionally placed extra spaces between the letters of the name, and I'm going to do that as well with Lauren's. So I've just pasted it in here, and then I'm going to go through, give it extra space even between the abbreviation there, or the initial. Okay, then I'm just going to hit enter, and then I'm going to make sure this is aligned to the center. And you see that I'm in a group here, but I can just, with an extra click an object within that group to select it. And she's not an attorney, she is the law clerk. So I'm going to grab that piece of text, copy it, double click, and paste it in. But this is all caps, so I just want to change my text to all caps in here by holding shift when I type. Law clerk. Okay, and I'm just going to move that over. And by the way, I'm holding shift when I move side to side because it doesn't change anything in the vertical um, movement when I replace text, but it does make it a bit larger or smaller. So I just readjust that to be in the center by holding shift and then dragging left or right until I see my red guideline. Okay, she's still Boston Avenue Law PLLC. That's the same. Address is the same here. Her phone number is different, so I'm going to grab that, copy that to the clipboard. So you see I'm just copying from my email from inbox, and then I'm pasting right into my Google Drawings document. So I'm going to select the phone number here, and I'm going to do a Command Shift V, and what that does is paste the new text, but it keeps the formatting that I already have in this document. Let me show you if I don't hold Shift, what happens. That's what happens, and I don't want that. So I'm going to do a Command Z to undo, Command Shift V to paste, and it keeps my formatting. Okay, one more thing, we're going to change her email, which is right down here. And again, I'm going to do a Command Shift V to paste with the formatting that I already have. So she has a different email, lauren.toombs@gmail.com. That's what I want. I'm going to get rid of that extra space right there. And I'm just going to make sure that this whole big thing, which is in a group, all this big block of text is also just aligned perfectly in the center, and it is. This little red square over here is just a guide for me. I set this up so that anything, if I move this in here, you'll see, this would be my safe guide, and the edge of this is also my safe guide, so I know that everything in here vertically is fine, and I've definitely got plenty of horizontal space, so that's a little guide for me. So now this is done. And I don't have to worry about saving because it automatically saves in Google Drive. And so now I've got a business card back for Lauren, and I can now download this as a PDF or as a PNG, because I've set this up to make sure it's the right dimensions when I save it as an image. So if I go ahead and go to File, Download as PNG, that's going to save it. The back, I'm pretty sure I still have somewhere. Actually, or the front, I mean. I'm going to go ahead and download the front again. This is also something that I often do. I'll just send these images back to the client before ordering, just to double check and make sure everything looks good and get the final approval from them. And so that's what I'm going to do next. So basically what I've done is I've used Google Drawings and really just Google Drive's good file management system to create a copy that I can edit without changing anything on the original. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.